So in today's video, I will be showing how I write six-figure VSLs in 10 minutes using AI. I wanted to make a video about this because a lot of people typically mess it up because they don't know what to plug in. But I have it so dialed. Literally, I just made a VSL for one of my new clients, and it literally took 10 minutes because I plugged in their videos. I got all the information from them that I needed, plugged it into the AI, gave it my AI, copywriting guideline for VSLs. I just literally put it all in, gave it my prompt, and boom, it was done like that in 10 minutes. I had to tweak it a little bit, but the system has been absolutely fucking dialed, so I just want to make a quick video on it. But to start off, if you don't know what a VSL is, basically it's a video sales letter, which is pretty much you as the Go Scaler pretty much go behind the scenes, script everything out for the creator so that they can record it, edit it, and then put it on their page. You have definitely seen like all the landing pages, you know how all the courses and programs work, where if someone's selling one, they all have a page like this and they all have a VSL like this, which is typically like 5-10 minutes. Some go as long up to 20 minutes. But the whole goal of it is to tell more about like their story, call out, more of the ICP, explain your offer, explain how you teach it, and then just CTA to book a call. So that's pretty much what that is. I have a whole structure for it so you can like understand it better, which is this. I have an 8-part structure. So the biggest thing off the bat is the hook. I like to give a direct promise, like a direct outcome of the situation. So it's like in today's video, I'll show you exactly how to close your first real estate deal in 90 days without having to use your own money, without having a real estate license, and without other shit. So I like to do a direct promise right off the bat, and I like to get into credibility. So what makes them, credible? Like why do they have the right to speak and teach this? So it's like I make $100K a month with this business model. I've generated over $1 million with this. I've been in the space for 10 years. Just give more credibility, just build it up. Then you want to get into problem and backstory. So what's currently wrong with the way they're currently doing things, the ICP? And you want to be talking to an ICP the exact time, which is the ideal client profile. So it's like whoever you're targeting, whether it's, people who are in a regular job, people who are real estate agents who want to make a transition, you have to know exactly who you're targeting. So what's the current problem in their life? And typically the creator's backstory relates to them heavily. When you could tie the two together, it is perfect. And then you get into solution, which basically just positions your method as like the best possible option and like why it works compared to other stuff. You want to position against everything entirely. And then you get into proof. So you want to show actual students results that all of your stuff works. Like your system, like the solution you just talked about, this hasn't only worked for me or the creator. It just hasn't worked for the creator. It's worked for all of his students as well. And they made XYZ amount per month. They've done this. They've been able to buy a Lamborghini, whatever it may be. And then you get into the system. So you want to transition smooth throughout each one of these steps, but then you get into the system. So make the process feel very simple and doable. You don't want to make it sound like overly hard. You don't want to give too much so they get like freaked out and they like don't want to do it. Make it sound very simple and easy. Don't make it sound like super easy, but just make it, break it down as simple as possible. And then you'll transition in the offer. This is my system. I put this offer together, and then you pretty much obviously want to say the name of the program, and then break down everything inside of it. You get one-on-one access to me through the DMs. You get weekly coaching calls. You get a course. You get resources. You get a one-on-one call with me. You get a community. Just break down the entire offer and then get into urgency and then CTA. So where basically you just want to give them a reason why they should book that call now. Like really dig in deep of maybe their current situation or why it's the best opportunity to get into in 2026, and then CTA. And the CTA is typically just apply and book a call with my team, and then you pretty much leave it at that. The next is the 3 steps that kill conversion. So I always see these 3 mistakes, and I'll get into those right now. Sorry, I'm on my degen shit right now. We're popping bottles tonight, and I'm pre-gaming right now, and it's funny because it's literally 2:38 right now. I don't know if you can see that, but it's 2:38 p.m. and we're already drinking. We're like 3 deep right now, but we're still putting in the work, and that's all that matters. But getting into it, the three biggest mistakes that I always see is to start, is like I was kind of saying before, not calling out your exact ICP. You need someone exactly who you're speaking to. Like most VSLs fuck it up because they try to speak to everyone compared to exactly who you're targeting, whether it's realtors or, this 9-to-5 job or whatever it may be. You don't want to talk to everybody. Make the person feel like you're talking to them. Because if you're just doing the broad messaging, like it's just not going to hit as hard as if they feel like you're specifically speaking to them, if that makes sense. And then mistake number 2 is just sounding like everyone else. Like, you can read all these notes and stuff. I'm not going to go through them, but the person who's came through your funnel has most likely seen all these offers, all of the shit. You have to differentiate from everybody else in your niche so that when your client comes through, you're the obvious choice. You don't want it to sound like you're just like everyone else. You don't want that. You have to differentiate from your system, your story, your offer. Like, make everything different and better. And that's such a huge key to success that most people just fuck up on, and they just keep everything basic and normal. Like, I agree you shouldn't overcomplicate everything. Like, you don't need a fucking fancy system name, like the dumbass shit they be calling it, but literally just be unique and differentiate. And step 3 and mistake 3 is just giving too much away. The whole goal of this VSL is to be just enough where they want more. You want to be able to explain everything. Like, for example, the system breakdown. You shouldn't be teaching them, this is exactly how to get a client. This is exactly how you do this. This is exactly how you find off-market deals. No, you show what to do. You don't show how to do it. You want them basically watching the VSL, wanting to apply and book that call, compared to, they watch the VSL and they feel like they can do it themselves, and then they don't actually take action. So these are by far the biggest 3 mistakes I always see. So make sure to call out your ICP, differentiate, and don't give too much away. Just make sure they always want more. Next up. And now this is basically how I do this in 10 minutes. Like, you have the format, you understand how I do it. But I use Poppy AI, and I upload an entire VSL framework, and I also have my clients fill out an entire onboarding doc, which basically they'll fill out an offer doc, and then I have them record 2 audios. The 2 audios basically go over their personal story as well as their business model. So now they're like 10 to 20 minute audios, and I have everything down, and I can literally plug it all in AI so that it does all the work for me, so I don't have to do any of the shit. I don't have to listen to it. I don't have to do anything. But that's the biggest thing. You need the documents to show exactly how you do it. I could show you the documents so you can understand that, but it gives all the case studies, how their offer is, everything in it. And Poppy just, like I said, pulls it all together and just spits out a perfect VSL. I did it yesterday because I wanted to reframe everything, make sure the system's dialed in, and it literally spit it out perfect. I didn't even have to make that many adjustments. Occasionally you have to delete a couple things, but you don't really have to do anything. So let me show you this onboarding doc. So every time I get a client, I basically give them access to this onboarding doc, and they have to fill out this offer survey as well as a voice memo, about their market, kind of what their business model is. And they also fill out their personal story. So I could tie all of this together and put it in the Poppy, and you'll be able to see that right now. And then here's the copywriting guide that I basically plug in there as well. I don't want to give out too much sauce, but basically I just wrote this VSL for one of my new clients, and I prompted it. But as you can see, so this is everything that I give it. So I started off with, I plug in my new clients' videos. So go on YouTube, whoever you're working with, plug in most of their YouTube videos. You can plug in IG videos as well. But just make a thing so that it understands more about her systems, more about how she speaks, just so it can make it the best, and it can also target the right ICP. And then also I put in her voice memos, which I literally just went over, which is how the business model works, as well as her journey. So literally just plug those audios in. I literally just upload file right there, just like that. And then I put in my VSL copywriting guide, which I literally just showed you. And I also put in Lily offer doc. So that's exactly how her offer is structured. I also get to plug in the competition to see exactly what they're doing. And I also plug in all my clients' VSL scripts so they know exactly how to write it. That's exactly how I built the VSL copywriting guide, but I also want them to see examples so they understand. And then I also plugged in this marketing principles for success, which is basically just a marketing book that is really good that I just plug in. And it has I made this doc where it's has a bunch of marketing books combined into one doc, so it has the best principles possible. So I just have that as an add-on. But I literally plug in all of this shit into here. I give it my exact prompt, and then it just spits it out. And it's literally that easy. It's actually shocking how easy it is when you have AI like this. It only takes 10 minutes. Genuinely only takes 10 minutes. And you know the structure, you know everything. And without the system, before when I initially started doing this, it would take me so many hours to write VSLs. It took me genuinely days when I didn't have this. And I had no clue because I didn't have any information on my clients. I wouldn't do any onboarding docs There was no proof. It was just nothing was structured. So it would be very inconsistent. I would always get like very shitty VSLs, and I just couldn't understand what I had to do to the AI to actually make it work and, you know, get a good VSL. But eventually, after a bunch of testing, I finally figured it out. I get a full VSL done in 10 minutes, and it uses my exact 8, part framework, which has worked over and over, has generated over $1 million for all of my clients. And everything's organized in Poppy. You see exactly how I lay everything out. And yeah, if you want to learn more, there's 2 different options and ways you can go about this. First is I have a free Discord literally giving away hella shit so you can actually land your first client. If you wanted like the in-depth documents and SOPs, how I do everything, how my onboarding doc is, like where they fill out the voice memos, all the docs on how to do each and everything, how to, build an offer doc so they can fill everything out, give it to you. If you want the exact like copywriting guide I use for my VSLs, if you want all of my clients' VSLs so that you can integrate and use it into Poppy, and if you wanted like my exact AI prompt so I use it in my VSLs, you would have to book a call with me and we could talk about me actually mentoring you one-on-one. I'm still kind of 50-50 with it. I don't even know if I really want to do it. But if you guys like genuinely needed help, just book that call. I'll put in the description. I'll put both. So I'll put the free Discord in the description. You can join for free. If you're actually interested in working with me one-to-one so you can actually guarantee your results, like I'll actually put a lot of time into this. You could book a call and I'd literally give you all my shit in depth. Obviously you'd have to pay. I'm not doing shit for free. But yeah, you literally get everything from like A to Z, from like how to land a client. I give you all my outreach shit. Like obviously like with all the free stuff I'm giving away, like you can get a client, but I give way more in-depth stuff in that. Also from like how to build funnels, how to actually scale offers like in depth, and just how is everything organized. Like even this is like a small part of it, like how to write, VSLs with AI, I write emails, I do a whole bunch of other shit, how to build landing pages with AI. I literally give you everything from like A to Z, from like sales processes, sales management side of things, scripts, literally everything from A to Z. If you want to get into Go scaling full time, you could book a call or join my free Discord, and yeah, we can take it from there.